But yeah, I'm back. I figured, let me just bang this out. Why not? It was the March for Life. We marching, we moving, we grooving, we got a movement going. But when I say life right now, it's not about pro-life, pro-choice. I think it's not about opinions. It's about there's agencies preying on our children, and I'm not standing for it no more. So I want to talk about it on this day that people are, you know, down in DC and all over the country marching for life. And I know a lot. They have a lot to say. They have a lot to say. And I wonder if any of them have been through the things that I've been through as a teen mother, and then been through as what I've been through as someone who has had an abortion. Um, and so I want to talk about it. One, my testimony, and two, how these agencies they need to reallocate this money because it's not helping nobody. So everybody knows Margaret Sanger. Um, her, like, look her up. Like, they trying to they were it was for genocide. You feel me? These programs are for genocide. That's the point blank period. And we know that now. And now that we have people talking about it, trying to put an end to it, and it looks like people are, now we want to say, hey, let me share a story, my story, where I came from, and in hopes that to expose what's really going on, really, and how we need to make a change and push for this policy change to reform and restructure the Department of Children, Youth, and Families. Literally burn that shit down and rebuild that shit again. Because we need holistic healing resources and self-sustainable solutions for our families for the future. And because we got all this technology, what? I just read something that they're talking about signing 100 million or some crazy number for technology. Make it even easier to get these holistic healing resources and self-sustainable solutions for the people, like even quicker. My grandmama was down south. I don't know how she was raised. My great granddaddy, runaway slave, bought nearly 200 acres of land and was a savvy businessman, living self-sustainable, had 3 different wives, not all at once. He just got married 3 different times because each wife, I think, they died. So, but he left them all land, let their kids land, and was prosperous. And this is a man who wasn't on nobody's paid leave. He was a runaway slave, and he was able to get all of this from seeds. And then my grandmother, she was telling me how she was raised there, and all the way to the point where, I'm talking about the beginning. Maybe there wasn't any machines, but they had, by the end, where she was telling me, she's like, he had mills, he had this, he had that, he had mad machines and stuff. That's so much corn, so much cotton, all the way down there, pecan trees, plum trees, talking about all of the food, and then all the animals too that they had, and just talking about, we had so much food, we just throw it out to the chickens. That ain't nobody was overweight, ain't nobody was having vaccines, ain't nobody was sick, and then talking about how it was safe, and the kids, like, they just loved, like, even my dad telling me about how he went to visit. I'm talking about how we would just get lost in the woods. It's just so safe and so cool, and we already know it's so healthy the more you're closest to nature. So, with all that being said, with all these technology but okay, so then I say, so why you live here in the north? Nobody wanted to be up in the sun all day. That's what she said. But we can still do this shit in the north too. But I'm just saying, ain't nobody got to be in the sun all day. Yo, Siri, pull up. But real talk, with all this technology, let's go. We can put them robots out there. You feel me? But that's what I'm talking about. So, but instead, but what has happened is they got 30 billion going to CPS. We already know there's failing systems, and the mental and the issues mentally, emotionally, physically that does to these foster children. And we know the underreporting of sexual abuse going on. We got and how they did to me and my baby. It was a healthy home and everything, and they was just trying to keep her for money. But then I got her back, and they was like, she doesn't have a social, so we can't give you any resources to get on your feet independently. Then who gave all that money to Extraordinary Families Foster Agency, Guardian of Love Foster Agency, after I told them they have no jurisdiction, all of them, and then all that money towards the court hearings that was going on at Los Angeles Edmund D. Edelman Children's Court? Where that money at? Why can't I get the money? Because then I knew what I would have done. I wouldn't have been causing so much harm and child abuse to the child like they did to the child and the mother. But nah, that money is going to help with self-sustainability because I have my mind, right? And holistic healing resources for me because I have my mind. But now I'm saying, y'all get 30 billion a year annually on a failing system. How about we take that money and build holistic healing resources and self-sustainable shelters so people can get out of cycles of dependency and be able to take care of their kids? Come on now. Go to bornfreemovement.com. I got more information there. But so as a child, let me get into it. I was 11 years old, Cameron Middle School, and there was this program, I guess. Well, first of all, let's talk about health class. Health class in 5th grade. But and they was talking about sex and stuff like that. And then after the health class, then we're that's in 5th grade. So then now I'm in middle school, 11 years old, and they have reason to believe. So 6th and 7th grade, both grades, they got reason to believe that I'm sexually active. So some woman, I remember her coming and talking to me about it, which I know her now. I don't know if she's still in Framingham High School, but her name is Mrs. Howes, and there's another one. I can't remember her name, but both of them, they're midwives. So they're working at, they don't work at the middle school, but they're there. And then they have there's another program. So I need to find out the agency. I'm still searching for the name of this agency. I need to call some schools to find out if they're still around. But there's an agency that they have these women, they come into the school and they just pick and choose the kids that they think, I don't know, but it was me and 2 or 3 other black girls. And then there was I think 2 Brazilian girls, and then there was like 2 or 3 Spanish speaking girls. So Portuguese speaking, Spanish speaking, and then like 4 of us black girls. And they're bringing us to this class talking about sex and relationships and all types of stuff, which for us, we're young, it's fun. It's all the music we're listening to, right? Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Oh my God. Or kids. But where's the mom? Where's mom? Where's the pops? Like, why didn't you? Well, now that I'm an adult, I'm like, did you ask our parents if you can talk to us about this stuff? Did you? It sound like a lawsuit right now. You feel me? They didn't call the parents, and so that's what I'm trying to say. Where's the holistic healing has to do with community as well, or your family members. We're not wards of the state, but that's how they want to treat you in a public school system. Wards of the state. You ain't no ward of no state. You have family, and they act like you don't, and they coming in there because moms is chasing the bag. That's what we're trying to be done with. We're trying to create so that families are not drowning and like trying to figure out how to, they commodify the birthright, food, shelter, water, trying to figure out how to take care of their families, where they're going to get their next money so they can get food. Like I just shared at the beginning, my granddaddy did not have to worry about that because the food was right there on the land. And I'm sure the neighbors too had something. They was all able to buy and sell from one another. And we already know about all the Black Wall Streets. I'm just bringing up the black ones because they don't want to talk about all that history that's going on. But the Black Wall Streets, multiples of them, successful communities before the Great Migration and everything, successful, prosperous communities. And, it was safer back then, you know what I'm saying? So as far as not when there was, what's it called, like race riots and stuff like that, no, like that's not what I'm talking about. That's not going on now. So I'm just saying if we can go back a little bit without that part, and stop being distracted by the news wants us to be all like, it's all a race thing. It's not a race thing. It's the people against whoever in these agents and agencies who put greed over human needs. So with this whole teen pregnancy prevention agencies that are getting so much money, but they're inside the middle schools talking to, like I said, the group of girls that, like we were talking about, without the parents' consent, without the parents there, without the parents' knowledge. These are the same women. That's why I say is it a pipeline? Planned Parenthood pipeline? We know that, what was the name? Edward M. Kennedy Community. They're getting a lot of money, and they work next to Planned Parenthood, which they're all getting this money, and they're in the public school system in Framingham, Massachusetts, and they're over there seeing whose womb are we about to fuck with. Real talk. When they need to be speaking to the parents, and the parents need to know what kind of types of relationships these children are in, what's happening here. It's not to say that they weren't or are not going to have sex or whatever, but there needs to be something. Parents need to be more involved. That's the point. And I don't think parents know what be really going on, because like when I share my story, which is this, I share in the last live, but let's just get into it. So first of all, 11 years old. Hey, we just want to let you know that first of all, you can trust me. That's how it comes off. First of all, you can trust me. Okay. It's illegal for me to tell your parents anything that you tell me. Okay. Just to let you know that, like, I'm your friend. Like, that's why I want to be all nice and kind. Lying ass. They lying. And so with that being said, are you having sex? And if you are, we have these options, talking about all these types of pills and all types of medications. Where's my mother? Where's my father? You shouldn't even be talking to me about this stuff without them here. All these medications. And then talking about, and if you were to ever get pregnant, there's a solution as well, abortion. So we want to know everything. Come to us first. If anything, if you have any family crisis, because that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about family planning without my even mother and father there. Why are we talking about family planning without my fucking father here? Or anybody that knows me there, right? Why? They're not talking about it at all. They don't have my parents there at all. They don't know none of this is going on. So she's like telling me all the options, even telling me about abortion, and so it's just like, come to us first. Why would I go to you first? But no, we did, because mom and dad are chasing the bag, so they can get food on the table and a roof over my head and clothes on my back. And you don't think, because they're not teaching you in school, that you must tell your parents if anything. No, they say you must tell us if anything. And I already know, because I talked to somebody about CPS. They're talking about they got CPS up in the schools too. Now, quick, before mom knows what's going on, you feel me? And trying to, the schools is calling CPS on people. You feel me? It's all money and all greed. And it's a war on our children. So that is why, as a mother, mama bear, I'm out here, we talking about it. You feel me? So that happened at that age. But then, tell me why those same two women, so this is 6th grade, then I have 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, and 10th grade, I'm pregnant. Same women that work in Framingham nurse's office, and they're midwives. And when I'm pregnant, I take my test there, they find out, and we go to them. We were already going to them because they was cool as hell. We could skip class and chill. We can kick it. And they'll show us videos and they'll teach us things. We just be in the class, you know what I mean? And it's like, when I think about it, it's like they was cool. It was like they took the place of your parents, of what your parents should have been doing. Speaking with you, talking to you, showing you videos, showing you magazines, and talking to you about this. But let's keep it real. They were trying to. That's how you're gonna know. That's why that's why I said pipeline with the question mark. Because tell me why. When I am pregnant, she goes, Oh, okay. So what are we gonna do now? We're gonna go to the abortion clinic. No problem. That's no problem. We can go right now. We'll take you there. While you lay down on a table at 16 years old, your legs wide open, without your family support next to you, without them knowing anything, and that's gonna be perfect fine. You'll never gotta tell your parents, and it's illegal if we told your parents. So we will never do that. We're friends here, right? We're not. It's illegal for me to tell your parents. No, I think it's illegal for you to even be talking to me without my parents here. But yeah, anyways, right? So they work for them. So she goes, so are you gonna get abortion? So we're gonna go over there, da, da, da. I'm like, or so what's your choice? What are you gonna choose? And I didn't want to kill the baby. I'm like, or I wanted a baby rather, because I mean, I guess it's at that time it's been a bunch of, I don't know how far along I was, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know if it was in the stage where it's a whatever. The point is, I don't go deep into it. The point is that I'm asking, I'm like, I think I'm gonna keep it. I want to keep it. She's like, oh, okay, we gotta call your mother. I'm like, wait, hold on. I go, no, you're gonna get an abortion. You're gonna call your mother. We're gonna call your mother, or we're gonna get an abortion. I'm like, just wait, hold on. That's why I say we need to reform and restructure Department of Children, Youth, and Families, CPS, all of these fucking agencies that are preying on our children. We need to go up in here and see what's up. What y'all doing here? We really do. Or we need to boycott all of these things and stay the fuck out of it, because our children's lives depend on it. Because look, you feel me? They don't have, and we have to restructure it for holistic healing resources. I'm not going to stress that again. And families need to be more. We need to be more involved. We need to know what's going on in our communities and stop going on the rat race and just being so busy, leaving and trusting everything up to the government, and then you end up wondering why you over here just trying to do the right thing and get on your feet independently, and then the FBI, Department of Justice, and everybody's arresting you and all that shit. I'm just saying, that's my story. If this is the first time y'all hear, I've been doing my best, a good mother, period, and trying to live my life independently from a toxic partner, toxic partner, because our families were not involved in our relationship. I'll say, or we don't have our village and all that stuff to help us and direct us, but we were left vulnerable children in schools where they don't want the best for us, and our family is chasing the bag. That's what we need to calm the fuck down and just look around and be like, we cannot keep going the next 50 years doing the same motherfucking thing we did before, because it's not fucking working. The food is shit. The school ain't teaching shit. And everything's fucking backwards. And then they got everybody screaming online right now, talking about, oh my God, they're trying to bring us back to this and that. It's like, y'all need to wake the fuck up. Because you can't just trust the government and just be like, oh, take care of our kids, because they're not taking care of nobody. You gotta figure this shit out yourself. We got the smartphones now. Everything's being exposed. So it's not like, for when I was in school, we didn't have the smartphones. We didn't really know what's going on. Mom didn't know, couldn't go on TikTok and all that. But right now, everybody is online. They're seeing what's going on, and they're thinking, well, we need to ask the government to fix it. Okay. But based off of what? You have the answers on how to fix it? Because they don't know how to fucking fix it, because they haven't done it. Because if they knew how to do it, they would have done it. But they're not. It's gonna continue. This stuff is gonna keep going unless we say right here, right now, nah, we ain't doing that shit no more. And we're gonna stop trying to make it like it's a black and white thing, rather than it's not a black and white thing. It's a greed over need, greed over human needs, period. And then commodifying everything that was made for free. Food, shelter, water. What the fuck? It's on the trees. It's in the earth. It's in it, and then on top of that, we hear it, Flint issue. They're fucking poisoning it. We got to get back to what, like on my granddaddy's land, there was springs, there was wells. Like, that shit's clean. Anyways, we got families, mom and dad chasing shit that's for free, while the kids is being left in people's offices, and we got Planned Parenthood over there like, yeah, we about to do some invasive shit to your womb. You're going to be so fucking traumatized. And actually, we see you on your way to trauma. We see you even more trauma. We see you in an abusive relationship. We just going to sit here and talk about it. We ain't going to tell your parents, because we want to make sure that we can use we just want like whatever, like kids can make their own choices. Like you just make your own choice, right? um and we're not going to inform your family so that they can help and direct you, and we're not even going to help and direct you. We just want to make sure what happens, you know what I'm saying, that at least we get a piece of the pie. You feel me? Like we did our job, you feel me, which we got you on birth control, we got you in that abortion clinic, and then we got that money from going up inside of you and whatever they did and put, and I don't know what they did with that shit and what they sold it and how they created, like y'all saw the videos, you already know they're doing some weird shit. So, and they're putting it in ingredients and shit, and I heard they're doing all time HEK, look it up. But anyways, the point is that baby, that girl, 16 years old, is like going through under so much stress. Like I've been on, like when I was a child, I was like 11 years old, starting like so much stress and so much trauma. I mean, there's other deep childhood stuff, but I'm just talking about when you become an adolescent, there's so much that you go through. And if you don't have, like, you need your family there, you know what I mean? But they were chasing the bag. And then you're in school, and so you're only going to learn from your peers. And they don't really know. They're not gonna have the answers. But then the adults, look at the adults that were in the school. Oh, we're gonna do teen pregnancy prevention. A birth control and abortion is not just the only answer. Like we need holistic healing resources. Period. And so, and by the way, side note, look into neem oil and holistic healers out there. We could talk about it if you know some holistic healers want to talk about this, have an interview and go deep into it because they know more. There's natural spermicides and things like that. I'm not pointing that to teens. I'm just saying pointing it to women, period, with a womb who might be looking for some holistic. Neem oil is a natural spermicide. You'd be good. Just a real talk. Like, and we don't need to take all their medications that cause mad fucking problems to your teenager. And also we already know, like I have a friend who got an abortion and she said, I had an abortion as well. I'll share that as well. But that was when I was like 20. No, I wasn't 20. I was like maybe 18 or 19. So that, but my friend, she got an abortion. She said she almost died. Another, like they have so many stories about all this stuff. And like I said, there's so many natural things, and there's so many different people who have this information that are better from your body, it's going to be better for you, rather than, like I said, Planned Parenthood. I'm just talking about the government is funding. There's so many government funds going to all types of places like Planned Parenthood and places like Edward Kennedy Community Health Center that are in the school, that is preying on these, at least where I came from, Framingham, Mass, is very diverse. Like I told you, there's black, there's white too, but we're going to talk about the diversity. Like why are y'all's programs always in these diverse so-called schools? Why is your program in this area where there's predominantly, Brazilian, black, and Hispanic children? And why? You know what I'm saying? Then we have it like in these so-called poor neighborhoods, we have these offices as well. Like why? Are y'all ever asked that? But no, y'all are like, oh my God, they're racist. Trump is racist. It's like, like I said, it's not about, I don't do politics. I do truth. You feel me? So I'm not part of the administration. I don't give a fuck about the administration. I'm just saying, y'all yelling about this shit, the psychological warfare going on when it comes down to, but when I look at certain things going on, they just taking government money and saying, we ain't about to put the government money into that. Like, the government money's for the people. Public services are for the people. We are private people. We're private. We are Americans. The money, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we good without it, but like if it's for us too and your services are for us, like then fucking I got something to say about it. Let's reallocate that money. You feel me? And that's I homeschool. So y'all already know, like, I seen what was going on. I ain't about to do the same thing expecting different results. So, anyways, like I said, they had these adolescent health nurses in these schools, so they're getting paid, and everybody's doing a job. They're getting paid to do this. They're not getting paid because they want the best interest of this child. So in looking into the future, like self-sustain, that's why I say holistic healing resources and self-sustainable solutions. It's not a self-sustainable solution. It's not. Um, and especially when you're not getting the parents involved in their care. So I basically just wanted to touch on that. And let me just make sure I got my notes. Yeah, so that money, like I said, is going towards funding, like I said, not for the best interest of that child, but really the money is going towards them buying the pharmaceuticals as well as a big pharma, and the money going towards abortion, and then so the money's just going back to, like, it's into the circle, like when I talk about big pharma, and then the abortion part is like they make money off of it. Like, it's not just that you're getting an abortion, but like everything that comes out of you, they resell that shit. So that's another thing. It's like, but what about her who's hurting, in pain, and going through trauma and needs to, like, all of that? What about all of that stuff? The relationship, the stuff that led up to it, the stuff that happens after to it. No one is talking about that. So she can just get. So then that's the thing. It's like they don't care because they know most likely she'll be back in the office again. She'll be right back in the office. They can't. And if you're not a teenager and you need to take care of this, you have other children, or you're just living now. Now you're not even a teen. You're graduate. Well, you are a teen. You're graduated and everything, and now you're just expected to live a self-sustainable lifestyle. No, you have to take time to process that, but you got to survive, right? So we're trying to end dependency and survive, and the cycle of survival. We need a future for our children, once again, that is with peace, and they're moving and making money in their purpose, and they can prosper, so go to the beginning of the thing, because I said all of it and I can't say it enough. And so yeah, and then yeah, so basically, I mean, I could share the testimony about the abortion, but like, yeah, why not? So I go into a clinic, um, and this one is Newton, Massachusetts. All these people are holding these picket signs and screaming and yelling and shit. I was like, I put headphones in, had the music blasted, because I don't know what it was. I would say how I felt at the time. I felt like I wasn't doing the right thing. That's what I felt. And so I wanted to block out all the noise. That's what it was. That's real talk when I think about it. Yep. I wanted to block out all the noise and just, like, especially those people at the front just screaming. Like, that's not gonna do shit. Like, I don't see you over here like, here's a stack so you can take care of this baby. Like, or even people who know holistic things, right? I don't see nobody there, even moms and dads and parents, like anybody, friends, family, like, nobody knows what to do anymore. So there needs to be holistic healing resources and stuff. You can't just say that don't do this or that and then not have a solution for somebody. I mean, some people, they still make it through. That's fine, but there's got to be something else. That's what I'm saying. There's just not enough out there to help women. Yeah, vulnerable women, period. So check out humanities.com. Or you can do bornfreemovement.com, and it's going to have a link to Humanities, because I already have the bornfreemovement.com in the description. And so I'm trying to create the first, because I'm saying first of all to reallocate that money that they're given to all of these programs, because they're failing, and instead having holistic healing resources and self-sustainable solutions and shelters for these families in crisis, but um also having like a blueprint for like the first one, right? And so for when it comes with the blueprint, I'm talking about check out the humanities, because I kind of just show how maybe one could look like, right? Um for people in crisis. That's for people in crisis, but still the same the same types of resources and help, you know. It's gonna be That's how I would look at reforming and restructuring the Department of Children, Youth, and Families. Period. Because like what's going on right now? It's like problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem. The government agencies that have been in place um, thus far, that I've seen so far where I am at, they create the problem and they know they already know what the reaction is going to be, and then they have the solution. So they just want to get this money. You feel me? And so we're like, no, I'm a mama with a message like, I really care. It's not about money. It's about the need. And over the greed, like no greed at all, because this is enough. The earth has enough to go around, you know, and the earth has enough to supply all the needs. And so there's enough, and it's enough, because think about it. If you need, if this teen mom or even just a woman feels like, okay, I want to get, I'm in a toxic relationship or whatever, I didn't want to have this baby for whatever reason, there's always a reason behind it all. I don't see that women are just having sex and then like just kill, like having sex and just kill the baby, having sex. Like I don't think there's always some little bit of trauma there, and there just needs to be something there for her. And if she chooses to, not keep the baby, then that's on her, right? But not like that. But like it shouldn't have to go to this program. There should be something holistic for her to that's going to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? Not what they are providing right now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not right. Because it's really not right. Like the stuff that the side effects and the things that people are going through it's not even. And there's there's so much out there, so many herbs that the earth has and provides. Like I told you on neem, even as a natural spermicide and things like that. And I'm talking to women right now who are married, have or like in a trusting relationship, because I know I'm gonna speak to that. You feel me? I'm speaking to that because when it comes to having sex, and because let's say that's the most, because people don't talk about that. People think it's only just people who are teens or in toxic relationships. Like there's women who are married and don't, or just feeling like there's just too many bills to be paid and all that, and their husband, there's like too much bills, and we can't afford another child. And so there needs to be families in crisis need solutions, so they can not, first of all, so they can heal. When we do talk about the when I am touching on the teen moms or people in toxic situations and relationships, and they do not want to have a baby, but I'm talking about even people who so-called seem to have it all together. They're like, it's too much to feed our families, too much to do. We need to, like I say, reallocate this money so we can give them a solution so they can get out of survival and be able to raise their family in peace and purpose and prosperity. You feel me? So, okay, with abortion. So I go into the office, and the woman is screaming on the streets. There's these, like, they look like, I think they're like some type of Catholic or whatever. And she's just screaming. She don't got no solution for nobody. And I keep the headphones on loud. I go in there, it was just like in and out. Ask a couple questions. I was in the office. They asked a couple questions. No, like empathy at all. It was just like another number. That's who you are. You're another number. check, da da da. And then you lay down, you pass, they're laughing and talking like it's nothing, no big deal. They do this every day. And then they gave me some type of IV, and then I just fell asleep. And then I just remember rising, waking up from that deep sleep, and then being in a room where there's a bunch of girls in wheelchairs just like looking passed out. So we must have all had the same like anesthesia or whatever. And then it was like in the back office, like a back basement type room. But not didn't look bad or nothing. I'm just saying, like I just remember we were upstairs, and then we were like that's how it was made. And no one can come with you. No one's there with you, hold your hand, nothing. So my ex-husband, was he was in the waiting room, but then after I guess they advised him to go to that pickup area. So in the back of the building. So in the back of the building was I remember I remember being in that room and seeing all these older women, and then there was a young girl, very young girl, and then I was like 18 or 19. I had to be like, yeah, I think I was like 19, 18 or 19. So then, and then I go into the, yeah, I just remember that. I just remember that being wheeled out maybe to the door area and then into the car, and it was done. And I just remember it was just so dark. I was like so depressed after that. So depressed. Yeah, very, very, very depressed. Um, I mean, I wasn't diagnosed. Was I diagnosed? I don't think I was diagnosed, but I was just sad. I just feel like it was a super sad time. And I already had one child. And then after that, and so then briefly after that, I would say, yeah, briefly after that, I got pregnant with another baby. And then I went to, um, I was, I felt like, oh, I need to go to, like, I was just super sad. And I just could only think of the people who had, like, when I look at it back now, it was God. It was God just like calling, like my spirit just like calling me home, calling me home. And so to call me home, I know I had to make this journey through Christianity. So that's the only, and that was, so whatever, it doesn't matter that's why I'm at the point where I'm at now, where it's like, it don't matter who you from, where you are, if you have love, like that is the religion. Love is the religion, because that's what it was that I felt. It was like, where am I going to find that love? And so every path will bring you home to God, right? Home, God, you are the temple of God. God lives inside of you. So that's why I'm like, it don't matter. Like, love is it's just love. Love lead. So for me, when I was in that place after the abortion, and then maybe after the abortion, probably a few months after I was pregnant, anyways. And then I was like, I ain't getting no abortion, and I was like, I'm going. During the pregnancy, I was very sad. So there's no holistic healing resources. There's no self-sustainable shelter, and that too. I was like facing homelessness. I felt like, and I wasn't even. Me and my ex-husband weren't even together. But at that vulnerable time, we ended up back together. That's another story. And then I was like trying to go to church. It was super abusive, super abusive. Even while I was pregnant, it was so abusive. But I was pregnant, and I was just felt stuck, and that's what I needed to do. But I planned on, like, when I'm not pregnant no more, I'm fucking leaving. Like, I'm not gonna. I do not want to be with this toxic person. Like he's like, I was very sad. Like, oh my gosh, it was so abusive then. That was the dark. I feel like that was like the most abusive time. And then after that, that's when I remember just feeling so low, and I was like, I want to go to church. I want to go to church. I think I just need to go to church. I think I need to go to church. I'm gonna try something new. I'm going to church. I'm going to church. And so then, because I just felt like, I just felt like I had no hope. Like, that's what it was. So I'm saying, you see, you're going through abortion. There's nothing after that to help you cleanse or help you become like, so I was on this journey of self-healing. I've been on this journey of self-healing. So at that time, it's just like, there's nothing. And place. There's no program, no nothing. But they had all these dollars and all this money to make sure you get an abortion, or make sure you get on all these pills and all that. They got all this money for the pharmaceuticals, but they don't have no money for the human mind and the human healing, the human heart, any of that. It's just money, money, money. And so I'm like, okay, I don't know the answer, but I feel like I keep hearing the two people in my mind were my dad and my grandma, and I'm like, they have peace, they have love, they have something. But it was love. That's what it love. Like, it's unconditional love. So I'm just like, but it was God. That's what it was. Zag is like the God in them, the real love and peace. And I was just like, I want to feel that. I want to feel, well, I don't know what it was. I couldn't explain it then, but I was like, I want that. And I was like, what do? They go to church. So I was going to end this right now, but now I'm like going into a whole testimony that I feel led that I need to keep going with it. So I'm like, they go to church. So then I was like, okay, I didn't have nothing. I didn't have no way to get to church then, So there we go. Self-sustainable solutions. I'm just like stuck living with this man, and he is treating me so terribly. I'm pregnant too, and I'm with a 3-year-old now at the time. 3-year-old little girl. Even then, when I look back at some of the weird things that were happening, and afraid to just talk about it. I remember even how I would be like, I think you need to give my daughter like some boundaries. And he used to like yell at me like, you never even been close to your like, because my dad worked overseas, but like we had a relationship, but not worked overseas. We worked overseas. My parents weren't together growing up, so he would yell in my face and bring up my trauma, like, you don't know what affection is. You don't have you didn't grow up with your dad in your life, so you don't even know what. And I'd be like, that would shut me up. So I'm just saying, master manipulator, that would shut me up, because I'd be like, okay, maybe he's right. But no, he needed to give my daughter boundaries. I wish I listened to the spirit inside of me, but that's the thing. That's why you need healing, holistic healing resources and all that stuff. Because if you're not able to process what's going on with you and you're not healed, then you can't hear that spirit inside of you. You can't hear that God inside you that's saying something is up, something's not right, something's wrong. This dude might be a pervert or whatever. And so I didn't. So that it only had one child then, and I was pregnant, and I would be like, I think you're too close. I think you're too close to my kid. I don't think you should be like, I would be like little, like I didn't know what to say and how to say it, but moving back. So I'm just saying, like, if there was our community and solutions in place, you feel me? So when I had the abortion, so then I'm pregnant. I have the baby. Well, during the whole pregnancy, like I told you, it was very abusive, very terrible. I didn't know what was going on. I'm very vulnerable. I'm pregnant at the same time. Nothing in place. And I'm just like living with this abusive person. And I was like, I need to go to church. I need to go to church. Can you take me to church? So that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, I need to go to church. I need to go to church. Can you take me to church? Can you take me to church? Can you take me to church? No. I'm Catholic. No, I'm not going to church. Nope. We're not going to church. And making up all these excuses on why you cannot take me to church. And so then I'm like, okay, like whatever. But I keep asking every once in a while. I keep asking. Then I finally have my second child, and I'm like, even more like about to be sad, like. Well, not about to be, but like I felt like it was like rock bottom, like getting to rock bottom, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to go to church. I'm going to church. Like, I'm going to church. Like, one Sunday, I was like, I'm going to church. I'm like, you gotta take me. I'm ready. Before it was like he could just say no, and I wasn't ready, but I was like, I'm going. So I finally go. And I'm like, I'm giving my life to Christ. I go up to the altar. I'm like, I'm a new creation. Okay, brand new. I worship. So all that love, and from the worship, reading the word and all that stuff, reading Jesus' teachings. And I'm just like on fire for God. And I'm living my life for Christ. Period. You can't tell me nothing. I am a new creation. And so, but like I told y'all in the other episode, religion. that just turned like I didn't know. I was programmed to just believe. Even though the beginning I was only like reading and I got what I needed to get. But then I went into this mega church, which was dope because I did learn some stuff. Because I learned a lot about business because they know how to do business. But even then, so you see, it was like a self-healing journey, when you're going through, and I had to heal even through that entire time. So I'm learning, and now that I'm so-called a Christian at the time, I'm like, okay, um what does the Bible say about being a wife? What does the Bible say about being a, and so like I told you in the other episode, um I felt a conviction right away is that I'm not really truly married according to the Bible, because his family asked me to marry him through, to get his his green card. And I mean, bro, never even, I even said it, I'm like, you never even asked me to marry you. Like, you never, like, we don't even call each other husband and wife. Like, what are we doing? Like, what is this? I don't even, yo, and you treat me terribly. Like, I don't like you. um, like, real talk. But I'm like, but wait, but I'm a Christian. Like, I can't think like that. I gotta be like Jesus. So it's like you're fighting your mind. Like, am I, but no. So I'm asking, so I went to the church and I asked the community there, I asked the woman, I said, hey, in God's eyes, like, well, I didn't even say nothing about God at the time. I just like, I didn't say in God's eyes. I was saying, I don't think I'm really, like, we did it for him to get his green card, but like, we're not married for real. And so I might have sinned because I want to be pure. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to live for, I don't want to have sex till I'm married. You know what I mean? And I want to, like, and she was like, in God's eyes, you're married, so you got to do whatever your husband says, because that's what the Bible says. And I wanted to learn to be a good wife and a good mother now. And so with all that, he treated me so bad, and I would just be like, I remember washing the dishes and being like, do the right thing even though wrong things are happening. Do the right thing even though wrong things. And I'm thinking, what is the right thing? But really, it was just like what they were teaching me, and I was conditioned to believe without, you know, um, was just like submitting meant just don't do anything that would cause any confrontation, and I was already afraid of confrontation, so it was so easily be controlled, period. And so I went on that whole journey. So anyway, um there's so much more I could share, but I feel like we went in, oh my gosh. But let me bring it back, okay, because I'm like, dang, where should we go from here? Planned Parenthood, we touched on pretty much everything. um yeah, my testimony kind of shares it all on why we need to bring policy change. And then lastly, I'll just say, because it might be helpful for somebody, before I had her, I got put on to, I feel like I'll bring in more about my spirituality, and that's like a whole nother episode. But I'll just bring this part up. If y'all want to know more about it, you just put it in the comment, whatever. And I'll share that. Eventually, I'll share more about it. But I don't want to get too off the topic. But um, after I had her, before I had her, like, 'cause after my ex-husband, I thought, according to the Bible, I could never be remarried again. I could never, because it says all these scriptures about, a woman can't be remarried unless she's married back to her husband and all this craziness. So I was like, okay, I guess but then I got this strong desire, and then I started questioning things in the Bible, especially because I was eating healthy. Dang, this is gonna be a different conversation. Whatever, who cares? I'll start eating healthy, and I'm like, wait, and I felt better, and I was reading in scriptures about innocent bloodshed, and I just honestly, naturally, my whole family felt better when we ate fruits and vegetables and we didn't eat any meat. That's just point blank. But then we're talking about sacrificing animals when you're reading the Bible. I was reading through that, and I'm like, how come naturally I don't feel like that is what we're supposed to be doing? So long story short, I started questioning a lot of things in the Bible. And so it came down to, well, I also desire to be with somebody again. So Oh dang, it's gonna go into whatever. I'm gonna share more about that. I'm gonna definitely share about the point to stay on topic, but I don't want to be too long-winded in sharing every single aspect of this testimony. But anyway, long story short, I start having sex again. So when I start having sex again, I use I got put on to neem oil. Shout out to the sis who gave me that. I don't know if she wants me to share her information. She don't got the stuff yet to sell, but anyways, you can just look into it. Neem is a natural spermicide, and so all happened is that I ran out. I ran out of neem oil, and I wasn't able to re-up in time, but I still had sex because we need holistic healing resources and all that stuff in place. Now I'm good. You feel me? I'm like I'm cool. I'm waiting until I'm married. Period. And I know my worth. I did the healing and all of that. So I don't care. I know my value. Like I'm high value. You feel me? Like you can't gotta put a ring on me. You feel me? So anyway. Anyway, so I have more control, right? But at that time, I knew I didn't have any more, and I took the risk, and I got pregnant. But for the months that I was having sex and using neem oil, not pregnant. Period. And it had no side effects, and had no problem. Like healthy, don't not like weight up and down from using contraceptive and all that. It was like any of that, and I was fine, super fine from using straight neem oil. So with all that being said, I ran out of neem, and then I had a little Tanzanian baby. So I'll leave it at that. So peace, y'all. Love y'all, and make sure you hit the bell. Put any comment about anything that might have, you know what I mean, hit home for y'all. And check out the Born Free movement. And if you were able to receive anything from this, then go and consider donating. I appreciate it. It helps me put out more information like this and be able so that we can bring awareness for this policy change that needs to be done. We need to reallocate that money from these what's it called? These agencies that want to put greed and money and profit over humanity, as well as they're profiting off of the pain of our children. They're over here in the schools, predators and shit. And parents, be aware of what's going on. You gotta be aware. You gotta be proactive. That's what I'm gonna say. You gotta be proactive and make your own notice and let them know, hey, listen, if you're gonna be doing this, I need to know about this. Let me set the record straight. You can't just be doing whatever the fuck you want to do with my kid anytime. I want to know what's going on at all times. If I find out, then I'm gonna have to hold y'all accountable. All right? We talking claims. All right? You got me? And they sign it, date it, and send that to you. Send that to school with your kid, your child. You feel me? Or homeschool them. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Peace and love.